Okay, my name's Andrew from Pit Pirates, and today we're going to be cooking a delicious Mullaney Black Angus beef rib-in rib fillet steak, commonly known in the barbecue circuit as a tomahawk, shorter or longer bones, but this is what a Mullaney Black Angus rib fillet steak looks like. This is pure grass-fed, naturally raised, and this one is about 1.5 inches thick, 676 grams, and much as I could probably eat it on my own, we're going to be sharing this evening. Now the important thing with this, as I showed you in a previous video, is care and attention when we're cooking steak of this quality. We cooked the last one on a Weber Q outside, and we cooked it at a slightly lower temperature for longer, and then we made sure it rested. This time we're going to show you a different cooking method which is really good for this size of beef, which is called a reverse sear. Now what we need to do is put this into an oven or a barbecue, and we need to get the core temperature to around 50-51 degrees centigrade. And we can use one of these probes, but we have to keep opening the door to put the probe in, which obviously means we can't leave this in because it's plastic, it'll melt. Or we can use good old-fashioned metal oven-proof probe thermometer, and what we're going to do is we're going to put this into the meat, and we're going to aim at an angle to get somewhere into the middle of the meat, and then we're going to watch the temperature drop. Now this, I've just tested it with the digital thermometer. It's at about 5 degrees, and you'll see that dropping down. Now we'll put this in the oven. It needs to be on about 120-130 centigrade. As soon as it gets up to 50, we're going to pull that out. We're going to rest it for 10 minutes. And then we're going to sear it in a pan to get that nice caramelization on the outside. And then when we slice it, you'll see it's a beautiful even colour, super tender, and that is by far the best way to cook grass-fed beef. Okay, so our wonderful bone-in rib fillet's now out of the oven. It's cooked out in 120 degrees centigrade, and the internal temperature now is just around 51. And the residual heat will carry on cooking a little bit. We're going to rest that for 10 minutes, and then we're going to sear it on a pan. And the pan we've got is a grill pan where we'll put some bar marks on it, but you could do it on a barbecue. And this is going to be absolutely perfect medium rare when we slice it. So we're just going to let it rest now for 10 minutes, and when we come back we're going to sear it in the pan. So we've now rested the required 10 minutes. You'll see a couple of little spots of hemoglobin. It's not blood, don't get confused. There's no blood left in this, it's just hemoglobin. This is now oven roasted. It's got a core temperature of 51 when we brought it out. Residual heat will carry on cooking it slightly. We're just now going to sear the outside. This is just finishing it off in a pan. It is not cooking it, it is just searing the side to make it nice, crispy and caramelized. We've got a very hot pan with a spray of vegetable oil, and we're going to lay this at a 45-degree angle, and you will hear the sizzle. Now it's very important we put some nice char marks on this. And you'll see by touching it, it's very soft. And we're going to cook it there, then we're going to turn it a half turn, then we're going to turn it over, then we're going to turn it a half turn, and then that will be finished. Okay, so we've turned both sides. You can see now there's lovely caramelisation on the outside. Now if we wanted to, we could put a really big knob of butter, and we could spoon the butter over, and that would assist with this caramelisation on the outside of the steak. But we're just going to leave it with the plain salt and pepper, and look at the caramelisation on the steak. Yeah. Now we're going to put this on a chopping board. You can hear how hot the pan is. It's very important we have a hot pan. And there under the lights, the pan's off, and there under the lights you can see that beautiful caramelisation. Now previously we've grilled it and we had to rest it. Now we've already rested this, so this is ready to slice and serve immediately. So we're just going to slice through this, and if you look at 1, the quality of the meat, 2, the beautiful colour of the meat, and how easily it slices. This is going to be tender and juicy, and we're going to eat this for dinner. So again, it's very important that you see the quality of the meat. Now obviously being a rib fillet, there's some fat involved. If you don't particularly like too much fat, you can take that out, but we're just going to serve this simply with some homemade barbecue sauce that was made with Mullaney Black Angus bacon, smoked bacon bones. Made a fantastic sauce. That's on another video if you'd like to see that with another recipe. But this now is a perfect medium rare rib fillet steak. It's slicing and it's juicy, and I just know this is going to be tender just by feeling with the knife. So this is the other way to cook a steak, and to be fair, with grass-fed beef, this is the best way to cook a very large steak.